Coverage you can count on. KOMU 8 News starts with breaking news.
Breaking news this afternoon, you're taking a look at aerial video of an Amtrak train derailment near Minden, Missouri. CNN is reporting multiple fatalities and at least 50 people injured. Amtrak says the train derailed after it hit a dump truck blocking a public crossing. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Emily Spain. Thanks for joining us today. We have just learned in the last half hour, Boone Health says it's expecting 30 patients to arrive in the next 90 minutes. MU Healthcare in Columbia also confirming it's receiving 9 patients from that incident at University Hospital, and Fitzgibbon Hospital in Marshall says it has received 6. Here's a look at where that derailment happened. Minden is in Sheridan County. It's about an hour and a half northwest of Columbia. The train derailed near Highway 11 between Minden and Brookfield, and that train was heading from LA to Chicago. There were 243 passengers on board and 12 crew members, according to Amtrak. You're taking a look now at some video from that scene. Obviously, lots of emergency crews, and in the back there, you can see the train on its side. Fire crews, state troopers, sheriff deputies all responded to that crash. Of course, we have crews there bringing us updates. We begin today with KOMU 8's Jaden Jagtiani, who is at the scene of that crash. Jaden?
Yeah, Emily, as you can see, emergency crews have kept reporters about 40 feet away. Live in Sheridan County, Jaden Jagtiani, KOMU 8 News.
As Jade mentioned, several passengers on that train are tweeting from Northwestern High School in Minden, where they say they were transferred there by a bus. Dax McDonald posted pictures from inside the building and said, quote, "So thankful for the people here safely at the Northwestern High School near Minden. This town pulled together for everyone to help." Governor Parson reacted to the incident in a tweet today. He said, quote, "We are saddened to hear of the Amtrak derailment in Sheridan County this afternoon. Missouri Public Safety, MSHP troopers, and other emergency management personnel are responding. We ask Missourians to join us in praying for all those impacted." Of course, this is a continuing story that will develop as the hours go on this evening. We have multiple crews in Sheridan County following this, and we'll continue to bring you updates both on air and online at KOMU.com.
Coverage you can count on. KOMU 8 News starts now.
I want to have something that really gets people's attention, and what better than puppies?
What better than puppies? One group used a pretty adorable incentive to get students to register to vote. Today is National Voter Registration Day, and groups across the state used all different kinds of methods to register new voters before Election Day, which is November 8th. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Emily Spain. Thanks so much for joining us. KOMU 8's Jackson Valenti is live in Jefferson City to tell us about some of those efforts. Jackson.
Emily, I'm at the NAACP office in Jefferson City, where the group is holding their rally to vote. Reporting live in Jefferson City, Jackson Valenti, KOMU 8 News.
Lawmakers are moving forward with legislation to lower income taxes, but it's not as low as what the governor proposed. The Senate could vote tomorrow to change the state's income tax rate. KOMU 8's Lucy Kale joins us live at the Capitol with what that rate would be. Lucy.
Yeah, Emily, today the Senate voted to perfect a bill that would move the current income tax rate from 5.3% down to 4.95%. That bill will also move to a vote tomorrow. Reporting live at the state capitol, Lucy Kale, KOMU 8 News.
Okay, thanks, Matt. One person is dead after a house explosion in Marys County this morning. The sheriff's office said the Vienna Fire Department spent 7 hours recovering the victim's body. There's a look at that damage. The sheriff said in a Facebook post, emergency crews responded to the explosion around 3 a.m. off Highway V outside of Vienna. One deputy says the explosion is still under investigation. President Biden wants to take steps against anonymous donors who try to influence elections. At the White House, he asked Republicans to support the Disclose Act. The bill would require donors who give more than $10,000 to disclose their donations. It would also ban foreign groups from making contributions for political ads. The Senate is expected to vote on it this week.
Dark money erodes public trust. We need to protect public trust, and I'm determined to do that.
Republican senators said earlier this year they are against new disclosure requirements. The new special master in former President Donald Trump's case held a hearing today. Raymond Derry was named the new special master to look into documents taken from Mar-a-Lago. During today's hearing, he reportedly asked if there was any evidence these documents had been disclassified by Trump. Trump's attorneys declined to answer. That special prosecutor is expected to call another hearing soon. Texas police are investigating migrants who were flown to Martha's Vineyard. According to one sheriff, more than 40 migrants were flown from San Antonio to Massachusetts last week. He says the group was promised they would get to travel to the East Coast for a photo op. Once they arrived, the migrants were abandoned.
What infuriates me the most about this case is that here we have 48 people that are already on hard times, right? They are here legally in our country at that point. They have every right to be where they are, and I believe that they were preyed upon.
The sheriff says police will continue to investigate what exactly migrants were promised. The Department of Justice has launched an investigation into the Kansas City Police Department. It's looking at its employment practices to determine if the department discriminated against black officers and applicants. Those allegations reportedly happened during hiring and continued into promotions and discipline. The chief says the department is cooperating. Drivers and runners could be seeing some delays on roads and trails in mid-Missouri soon. Coming up, we'll tell you why you'll want to tread lightly. Welcome back. It's not just drivers affected by construction on the new Rocheport Bridge. Starting Thursday, that project will also close the Katy Trail. KOMU 8's Emma Cronin is on site where workers put down some support beams today. So Emma, how's it looking out there? What's the progress like?
Today, traffic came to a halt several times in this very spot as trucks just like these came through carrying girders. Baldwin said if you plan to use the trail, try to use it in the morning or later in the evening. Live in Rocheport, Emma Cronin, KOMU 8 News.
Warm front, cold front, it's going to be a whirlwind of a weekend. Stick around for my full forecast.
My favorite part, honestly, is connecting this airplane with veterans, really.
Taking to the skies, 2 organizations are teaming up to take veterans on an adventure above mid-Missouri. And preparing for Pride, what you'll want to know ahead of Pride Fest this weekend in Columbia. This is KOMU 8 News at 9.
Coverage you can count on. KOMU 8 News starts now.
People in Canada are bracing for what could be the strongest storm to hit the country's eastern coast. Hurricane Fiona is expected to make landfall as early as tonight. You can see people picking up boat parts and standing in line at this grocery store. Forecasters say the storm is likely going to hit Nova Scotia tomorrow.
The impact of having winds that strong for that long, it just creates more stress on everything, like the trees, like structures. So that's why we're particularly concerned about wind.
Now, concern is growing for Florida as a new tropical depression is forming in the Caribbean. Here's a look at the track for that tropical depression. Forecasters believe it will strengthen into a hurricane, and unlike Hurricane Fiona, it's predicted to hit the U.S. If this pans out, it will be the first major hurricane to hit Florida since 2018. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jackson Valenti. Thanks for joining us tonight. Here in mid-Missouri, our first alert weather team says we can see some warmer temperatures. And let's bring in weathercaster Emmy Churpick for the latest on the forecast.
Thanks, Jackson. You know, warmer temperatures are in store.
Coverage you can count on. KOMU 8 News starts now.
Tonight, we're following 2 big stories, the heat and local connections to the country's latest mass shooting. Good evening, everyone. I'm Emily Spade. Thanks for joining us tonight. We have an exclusive interview from a recent Mizzou grad who went to high school with the Highland Park shooting. We've also just learned in the last 20 minutes that the suspect is now facing several counts of first-degree murder. But before we get to that, we got to talk about the heat out there, Matt, and it's dangerously hot outside. And you said we would be close, but did we reach those triple digits today?
Yeah, Emily, some of us did, but the official forecasting spot right behind you there at Columbia Regional Airport, we hit 99 degrees, just like we were expecting.
This will be running through our heads for forever, because it's a nightmare that is stuck in our heads forever.
New details tonight on the 4th of July parade shooting that left 7 dead and over 30 others injured. And here's what's happening right now. According to the Associated Press, a prosecutor says the suspect in that shooting is now charged with 7 counts of first-degree murder. And more officials say that more charges are in the works. Investigators also say the gunman dressed as a woman to blend in with the crowd after shooting at spectators from the roof of a nearby business. Police also say he fired over 70 rounds from a high-powered rifle similar to an AR-15 that was purchased legally. Officers arrested the suspect, Robert Bobby Cremo III, several hours after the shooting.
The question was, there's disturbing videos online that have been seen. We are reviewing those. Those are going to be a part of any investigation efforts by our task force investigators, Highland Park Police. We'll look at them and we'll see what they reveal.
And again, he's now facing 7 counts of first-degree murder. That deadly shooting also has ties right here in mid-Missouri. KOMU8's Steffi Roche talked to one Highland Park resident who just graduated from MU this year. She's here to tell us more about his connection to the accused shooter and the parade, Steffi.
Well, in the wake of yesterday's mass shooting, Highland Park residents are shocked that violence came to their community. Parents of Abver's friends were also victims. Some survived, while others did not. But it's unclear how this mass shooting will change the town for years to come.
Seeing pictures yesterday of like blood on the benches that I ate ice cream cones on as a kid, you know, it's just, I don't think that the town will let it ruin, you know, what it is for people as a hometown.
And he believes this is an issue of gun safety. In the studio, Steffi Roche, KOMU8 News.